Hey guys, Paul here. Today we finally gonna get a chance to take our first road trip with this 2021 Model 3 long range. We took delivery of this car about 2 months ago, and it's time to take a road trip. We're gonna go on a mid-range road trip from California to Arizona. It's gonna be 350-60 miles one way, and it's gonna be 720 miles round trips. Hopefully it will go smooth and no problem at all. Let's go.
On this trip, we will be using 1,000 free supercharging miles that we got from our friend referral's link when we bought this car.
For the first time, we charged the car up to 100% overnight at home. Let's see how many miles are we getting. It's 351 miles. I doubt it we're gonna get that many miles, but hopefully we get at least about 300 something. We're gonna have to do a little detours to pick up my wife from her work and then go from there. So it's gonna be about 11 miles detours, so we have to count that in. Let's get going. So when you charge up to 100% or 90 or more, then the regenerative braking it's reduced. Now everyone's on board. Let's begin the real trip. So we're gonna stop one supercharging at Quartzsite, Arizona. It just passed the border of Arizona and California. We might going to do another supercharge before we get into Phoenix, Arizona. So we have enough battery for tomorrow if we go anywhere. Let's go. Gonna charge right here. So they have a lot of supercharger at the station here. I think it's about 28 supercharger, and they're all version 3. We should be able to get 250 kilowatt. Okay, let's charge it up. It's blinking. Oh, there you go. It's charging right now. Take a little bit of time to communicate with the car. Let's see if it's charging. Okay, I think these that I'm charging right now, it's probably the old one. Must be the 150 kilowatt one. So we're gonna change it to over there. Those should be new ones, so it will charge a lot faster. Let's go. Okay, this one should be the right supercharger. This one should be 250. Let's try. Yep. Green, there you go. It's a lot faster this time. Okay, let's see how much. There you go. Looks more like it. So it's ramping up right now, charging up to 445 kilowatt and getting about 1050 miles an hour. So it's gonna take 20 minutes to continue the trip. Set the limit down to 90%. We'll come back in 20 minutes. They have what is it? I think Burger King right here. We're just gonna go grab some food and then we'll come back. It's time to watch her favorite YouTube. Okay, now it's just past 80%, so the kilowatt dropped to 45 kilowatt. We try to get back to 100 so we don't have to charge much. When we get there, it's gonna take another 25 minutes. So I'm still thinking maybe we're not gonna charge fully 100. Let's see what happened. Okay, so we ended up charge it to about 96-97% because it's getting really late right now. and you feel asleep. 4. That will wake you up. So you basically tap autopilot 4 times after you're already in the autopilot.
I gotta have more cowbell. Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
We just got to our destination. It's super late. Look, 22 past midnight. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Welcome to the next day. We got in really late last night. Let's talk about the trip yesterday. Totally fully charged 100% from my house to the first supercharger in Quartzsite. The number of miles that we got was about 300 miles. See, the thing is, we had to go way above 25 miles an hour about, I think, at least 30% of the trip. So that's why we didn't get that much range. I believe if we could have gone average below 80 miles the whole trip, we could have got at least 320 miles on this 2021 Model 3 long range. But last night we got about 300 miles on this car. The really impressive thing about this 2021 long range Model 3 was that 250 kilowatt charging capability at the Supercharge was really impressive. We got there about 18% of the charge to 80%. I think it took less than 20 minutes. If we didn't stay longer to get more batteries last night. And the whole trip was a breeze, not including traffic getting out of Ontario, California. Otherwise, you know, I used autopilot most of the time. I would say at least 80% of the trip I used autopilot. So that's a big difference compared to a regular gas car, you know, that we have. Taking a trip like this, it's a lot less tiring because you don't have to focus all the time on the street, and your foot doesn't have to be, you know, on stop and go traffic, because we hit a lot of stop and go traffic last night. Let's talk about autopilot. So autopilot on a high speed with not a lot of stopping was great, but autopilot on high speed with stopping, you know, slowing down cars in front of you was not. It was a lot of unnecessary heartbreak. Okay, get charged up. It's windy, really windy. You saw with the connections for a version 2 and version 3, when they try to communicate with the car, version 3 a lot faster. Now we're ramping up. This one probably version 2, 150 kilowatt. Now we at 24%. We're getting 134 kilowatt. So let me change to 80% so we can get a bit quicker. So it's gonna take, that's about 25 minutes. Let's wait. It's time to catch up on my series. Gotta watch this. Narcos Mexico. This is dub show.
The second supercharger of this trip was done, and today we are taking the kids to aquarium in Scottsdale. It's gonna be about 75 miles round trip. Let's go. since we got another supercharging last night, so today we don't have to charge again. And today we're driving up from Anthem to Sedona, Arizona. It's gonna be around 150 miles round trip. It's gonna be a beautiful drive up there. Let's go. We stopped by version 1 Supercharger right before we get to Sedona. So pretty much this trip we already been using all 3 versions of Supercharger. Now we're gonna get just a little bit of charge here and then move on.
Okay, it's not bad though. I think version 1 charging here. There you go. Let's go. Supercharging never gets old. Always something to do while we're supercharging. Welcome to day number 3. It's another beautiful day here in Arizona. So yesterday we went to Sedona. The drive up there was gorgeous because the sun was setting down, the light was hitting the mountain, and the trip was around, I would say, 150 miles round trip, and we only used about 40% of the charge because, well, we use a lot going up there because it's a little bit of higher elevations going up, and coming back down we get a lot of recharging back, and stop by at level 1 supercharging by like a small shopping center. Today we're gonna take the kids to dinosaur exhibit in Scottsdale. We're going back to California tomorrow. Okay, let's get it going. Okay, here's one of the bad things about road tripping with white Model 3. Look at that. So many dead bugs. Oh man. It's gonna have to do a lot of cleaning when we're going back. That one's still alive. Ow, 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 ow. Good morning. It's bright and early here in Arizona. This is our last day in Arizona, so really we are leaving soon, really early. And we had some charge up here, probably about 40%, but we're gonna get some supercharging before we actually leave Arizona. We're gonna probably charge at Buckeye, and then might charge again at Ehrenberg right before we get to California. Let's go.
We actually only have 35% of the battery left, and the navigation just redirected us to Wickenburg. It's about 45 miles from here.
So I think this is the lowest stage of charge so far the whole trip. We only have 18% left. I think we're gonna charge a little longer and then stop at quad sites again. Let's get charging. So this is level 2 150 kilowatt charger, and we have a lot of cars here, a lot of Tesla stopping by here to charge, and I'm sharing with a couple cars here, so it might be slow. Let's see. That is slow. We're getting only what, 30 40. Okay, it's ramping up right now. Good. 73 kilowatt right now. So we are here at the small town of Wickenburg, waiting for supercharger, and it's gonna take us about 20-25 minutes before we can get going again. We can get at least maybe 220 miles, and from here to quad sites to get another charge up, it's gonna be less than 90 miles, so we should be good. So the plan changed a little. Instead of quad sites, we stopped by at Ehrenberg here because they have more shops over there and more restaurants to choose from. And quad sites kind of quiet, only one restaurant over there. So it's the same. It's 250 kilowatts here, but a lot less. It's only 8 stalls and one of them were out of order. Let's get charging. Okay. See. Okay, it's ramping up, looking good. So we have 30% right now. I think we're gonna charge it as much as we could. I'm gonna change the limit to maybe about 90% because we're gonna stay here longer anyways. We're not gonna stay here like 20 minutes, so we gonna have to go, find some food and eat because we have kids. We have grandma here. They're gonna take a long time to go bathroom and stuff. Okay, let's wait for the charging and then eat. So even though the supercharger here at Ehrenberg is really small, but they have a really convenient shops here at the gas station, also Wendy's, and a way cleaner restroom and rest area compared to quad sites. Quad site you have to go to Carl's Jr. for a bathroom, which is kind of dirty. Here is really clean. They even have showers for trucks driver, and like relaxed area to watch TV. It's kind of good and bad because they don't have a lot of stalls, but it's better for families to spend time here or grab something to eat. I would suggest try like before you reach here, see how many stalls available and come here to charge. Okay, so the charging it's just completed right now. It got to 95%. I think we're gonna go from here all the way to California. We're stuck in the bad traffic in Palm Springs on the way home. Almost home. Only 65 miles left. But we're gonna be here for a while. It says 2 hours 2 minutes. Thank God we have autopilot here. It helps a lot because we don't go really fast. We haven't been past 15 miles an hour for a while now. 15. Okay, keep going. Almost home. So we finally got home. The traffic on the way here was crazy at Palm Springs. We were stuck in traffic for an hour, and we couldn't went less than 20 miles in 1 hour. The autopilot helped a lot on Tesla in that crazy slow traffic. I didn't feel any tired at all, and we were singing karaoke while we in the traffic. Of course, I didn't look at the screen much, but you know, I let kids have fun, you know, because everyone was kind of stressed in the traffic. And we finally made it home. The whole trip was really enjoyable with this Tesla Model 3 2021 long range. I didn't have any moment of range anxiety at all, even though we went to Arizona, which the part that we went, we didn't have a lot of supercharger at all, because we took, you know, a small trip from where we stay every day, at least about 100 miles, some more. And we did a lot of supercharging, which had no problem at all. I'm gonna go wash this car. Look at these bugs. It's like a crazy murder scene here. It's time to get a car wash. Look at that. Ooh. Back to nice and clean again. So we charged. I don't remember how many times did we supercharge, but I'll show you on the screen how many times.
As you can see, I can check how many supercharging that I did for this trip. I did 7 supercharging here. The quad size first one does not include it because we put in the wrong supercharger and we changed it. And the first one here, it was the testing one. We tested before we go for the trip. As you can see right here where it said Sedona, we actually got about 81 miles on the charge, but we only used 45 miles credit for that supercharging, and most of them are a lot less than we actually got in the car when we did supercharging. So I believe that 1,000 free supercharging credit, you can get about at least 70% more. I would say about 1,700 miles more likely from that 1,000 free supercharging credit.
We finally made it home. It was really fun trip with our first time, you know, driving EV, especially Tesla. If anyone just bought a Tesla and still skeptical, thinking about taking a long road trip, I wouldn't be nervous at all about range anxiety on the road trip, because there's so many superchargers around there, and all of them that we have charged, none of them had any issue at all. Every single one of them worked, and they're really accurate on the map too, like how many supercharger stall it's available at each point that we went. So thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please click like and subscribe for the future content.